Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Daniel.
I'm Ivan.
This is our home in Chicago.
Bienvenidos.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. I'm Allison Kenworthy, the founder of Homeworthy, and we take you inside the world's most beautifully decorated homes and introduce you to the brilliant people who live there.
Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Liz Lang. Welcome to Grey Gardens.
Click the join button below to access all of our latest episodes ad-free and watch extended cuts of this and other homes, opening the doors to new rooms and exclusive content featuring our beloved hosts.
I can't wait to see. I'm so excited.
And if you're looking to shop items inspired by this and other Homeworthy tastemakers, be sure to use the product links below or scan the QR code on screen to find fabulous furniture, coffee table books, and accessories that can transform your house into a home.
Hi, I'm Ivan Barajas. I'm a content creator.
And I'm Daniel Reyes. I am also a content creator, and welcome to our home. So Ivan and I met 8 years ago in Pilsen, Chicago. We met online, and we've basically been together ever since.
Our first date was at a pie restaurant in Pilsen. We just talked the whole night. We were like the last people there. And yeah, we've been together ever since. We're recently married as of a month ago.
So we were engaged for 6 months, and we decided we wanted to get married as soon as possible. So we planned the whole wedding in 6 months, which was a huge undertaking this past year, but it turned out beautiful. We got married in Chicago. We wouldn't have had it any other way, and we loved it. We loved every second of it. And we were sad it was over.
Yeah, it was nice and intimate, 40 guests, just like closest family and friends, and it was just perfect.
Yeah. Ivan and I decided 3 years ago that we were ready to stop renting in Chicago and decided to get serious. So we moved into my parents' house and decided to start saving and really get going with our home buying process. The whole thing took about a month from when we started. We thought we'd be there longer, and somehow the ball kept rolling, and we signed 1 month after viewing this house. So it happened very fast, and we're so happy we did it because we love our home.
Yeah, we scheduled viewings with our realtor for one day. We saw 5 houses, and this was the first one. And so immediately when we walked in, we knew this was the one. There was so much sunlight, and we really wanted something that was more like a fixer-upper. We didn't want anything like move-in ready or anything too redone. So something that we could add our own personal touch to, and just no other house that we saw compared to this one. We put in an offer that same day that we saw it, and luckily it got accepted. And exactly 1 month after putting in the offer, we closed on the house. We had our house warming that same weekend. And then demo started like 2 weeks after that.
Yep. Very fast. I'm not at.
Here we are in our living room. It is the first room that our guests walk into when they come to our home. And this used to be a blank wall, so we really needed a focal point for the space. So we designed and built this ourselves. We knew we wanted something very textural, so we covered the surrounds with Venetian plaster, which leaves a beautiful textural finish. And we paired that with a tile that is reminiscent of Mexican pasta tiles, and as well as mid-century modern breeze blocks. Now this is the focal point of our room where we get to hang our TV and display beautiful art.
Yeah, some of this art we gathered during our travels. This horse came from Tlaquepaque, Jalisco. There was a beautiful antique shop there, and we just fell in love with the color and the detail of it. You know, it really reminded us of Tlaquepaque, which is where my father is from. And so this had to come home with us. We brought it in our carry-on luggage and it made it with no broken pieces. So we were very happy about that. And another carry-on piece from Guadalajara was this ceramic handmade sculpture. There was this artist at a street fair who is very well known in Mexico. So we really wanted to bring a piece back home with us. So it made it. It's two pieces and we love it. This will stay with us forever.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful heirloom piece. We really like to collect pieces from our travels that really resonate with us, and we know that it's just a piece of a memory and a piece of our culture.
When we started shopping for furniture for our house, we really wanted to buy heirloom pieces that we can keep forever and pass down to our kids in the future. So this was something that we found on Facebook Marketplace. It's over 100 years old, and you could really tell because the nails on them are square, which is amazing. And it's handmade, it's beautiful, and it's solid, and it'll stay in our family for the rest of our lives. So pieces like this really mean a lot to us, and that's kind of what we wanted to fill our home with.
Yeah, pretty much all of our furniture is from Facebook Marketplace. I feel like
Even down to the decor.
yeah.
I mean, these all were long drives for us, but they're an experience now. We found them all separately, but somehow they really mesh well together.
Yeah, we're not afraid to drive over an hour for a good find. We'll rent a pickup truck and we'll carry things ourselves. Like this one was from an estate sale, like in a mansion. So we had to like bring it down and load it ourselves. So pretty much like I know Facebook Marketplace hates to see us coming, but
This piece, also from Guadalajara, it's an angel. This wing actually did break, but we managed to super glue it together. And usually they're hanging from the ceiling, but we love them here in this corner. And it's just, again, a reminder of where we came from, where our family came from. Ivan's family is also from Jalisco, so these pieces from Jalisco just really feel special to us. We are gearing up to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. This week we are going to build our ofrenda. Dia de los Muertos to us is a way to honor our ancestors who have passed and, just to remember them and really honor who they were. So Dia de los Muertos in Mexico is celebrated. It's a beautiful holiday filled with color and flowers and food, and it's
memories. And these flowers are cempasúchil and terciopelo, which are very traditional for the holiday. And we built our ofrenda, which is an altar. We put photographs and kind of the favorite pieces of our loved ones who have passed. So it's just a great way to kind of come together, think about all the great memories we had with those people, and just really honor them. Yeah, we welcome them back, and then we celebrate it here with ourselves, but we also host a dinner with our friends and family. So we're going to host a Day of the Dead dinner here with our friends so we could all just kind of come together and talk about our loved ones and just share memories.
This space was where the wall was before we knocked it down. There was no dining room in this home, so we knew that we needed one. We gather, we host with friends and family almost daily, so we knew we needed a space. It's not a huge space, but it's a nice area where a round table fit perfectly. We can squeeze up to like 6 people here. And it's tiny, but it's mighty. It gets a lot of use, and we love it.
We've got these beautiful ladder back chairs, which are also Facebook Marketplace finds. They're a little creaky, but that's just the character of vintage finds. But they're very solid wood, so we absolutely adore them. And these are also pieces that we collected through vintage stores and other thrift stores, just to kind of tie in like that.
Our upbringing.
It's just like a beautiful piece of art, beautiful moment.
So we have a couple pieces that we love to style with that really feel personal to us. So some pieces that we use to decorate our coffee table came from our wedding. These matchbooks we handmade for our wedding. Our guests got to take them home and we got to keep some of them. So these mean a lot to us, and This lamp was also something that we used at our wedding, and we have them now throughout our home. We hand painted this the same color as our kitchen because we love to tie these things together. It feels intentional and important. So we love this. A little home with ID moment.
Another favorite piece here is this photography book. We actually picked this up on our honeymoon. We were in Saugatuck, Michigan, and of course we had to go antique shopping because there's no exception. So this is actually about the Dan Ryan, which is
The
expressway here in Chicago. So it's got amazing photographs of just everyday people in the Dan Ryan. So it just feels very special that we found it on our honeymoon, and we're glad we brought it home.
So another Facebook Marketplace find was this chair. It's actually two of them. You'll see the other one in our bedroom. We love this. It feels big. We switched out the pillows again to kind of match more of our vibe because the pillows were actually zebra patterned, so they had to go. But love this chair. It's comfortable. It's got texture, and we love the shine on it. So yeah, just another example of a Facebook Marketplace find. This table was also a Facebook Marketplace find, and again, it brought in beautiful texture. It's hand carved and something that we truly love in the space. It fitted perfectly.
And we have a very special piece right over here that we just hung up the other day.
Yeah, this piece came from my grandfather's house in Jalisco. My grandfather had a cremas cart where he would sell these handmade cremas in the plaza in Jalisco, and that's how he made a living. That's how he fed all my aunts and uncles, and then my uncles started taking over the business, and this is from his cart. He would place the cremas inside each hole. We have beautiful memories of going to Mexico and helping him make the cremas. We would put cinnamon on top and some raisins. So when we went a couple years ago to visit my grandma, we saw that she had this hanging on her wall. And I saw the vision. I asked if I could have it, and she agreed. And it made it all the way back to Chicago, where now it hangs in our home. And it's just beautiful. It reminds us of home. And it reminds me of my grandpa.
So another proud moment for us is this railing. This used to just be a regular like white iron, and it actually had like a half wall up here. So we knocked the half wall down and we designed this railing ourselves. We hired a local iron worker to make these spindles. These are like perfectly measured, perfectly curved. I know that
we drew some inspiration from Spanish homes when we were designing this, and we just really felt like we wanted some texture and some waves here. So we were very happy how it came out. We love the turn down here, and just one of these pieces that is custom to this house and that we got to design together.
So this cactus, we've actually had it for about 8
years since we were together.
Longer we've been together. It was like our first plant purchase together. They used to be like way down here, and it's just grown so much every year. We put in this beautiful pot, and it just keeps growing. It just like is so resistant. It's like been
we haven't killed it.
Yeah, it's been like tipped over, knocked down, but like it stays alive somehow. Yeah.
This pot, the color is green. It's Oaxacan green that we like to call, and it's a ceramic, beautiful green pot that reminds us of our travels to Oaxaca. So we thought it was the perfect spot for it. And hopefully it grows and keeps going forever.
We'll go all the way up to the ceiling. Another Facebook Marketplace, this couch. We wanted a really deep couch for this living room just to kind of cozy up in front of the TV. So we went to go buy this from someone's house, carried it ourselves in a pickup truck that we rented, and they came here. We literally were like shopping for furniture while our house was like a construction site.
Yes, so good point. We bought this couch when there was nothing in this. It was bare bones. So we were like, we're sure it'll fit. We kept it in the garage, and now it's here. Shout out to Pottery Barn because that's the maker.
So when we were designing our kitchen, we really wanted our heritage to show through the design, but we also wanted to honor the architecture of the home. Our home was built in the 60s. A lot of the homes in our neighborhood are mid-century modern. So we really had to marry those two styles together. And I think we really achieved it by all of the natural materials that we use, all of the organic shapes and organic stonework. And we love it. It's a beautiful and functional kitchen.
Yeah, we decided to do a lot of the tile work in a mid-century modern style where they are stacked, but make the materials organic terracottas that really honored, our Mexican heritage. So it was definitely our biggest undertaking, our first true design accomplishment that we feel like
Really put us out there,
yeah.
I think. Our favorite part of the kitchen is our range alcove. We really wanted a showpiece, and the color was really important when we thought about the design. So we went with this beautiful red rouge color, and the alcove is just amazing. I mean, it catches people's eye.
It's the first thing you see when you walk in the door, and so we knew we wanted a centerpiece.
And the kitchen for us is just the heart of the home, and we knew it needed to be a special place, so we really poured our whole hearts into this space, and we just really love it. Here we are in our kitchen, which is the heart of the home. When we designed this kitchen, we knew it had to be special. We knew it had to be expanded than what it previously was to fit all of the family and friends that gather around the island and all the food that we cook. We cook every day, pretty much. So it not only had to be a beautiful space, but also a very functional kitchen.
Wow. This is our pride and joy. This is really where we decided that we were going to put in our all. And I feel like it really paid off. We wanted a huge focal point here. So we built this surround, and we added this beautiful Salish tile. It's the color rouge, which again there wasn't a lot of inspo online. So when we were trying to figure out would red work in a kitchen, there wasn't a lot of inspo. So we took a big gamble. It was a huge risk, and I think it really paid off. The pop of color was really needed. We kept the kitchen a creamy white color and added walnut cabinets.
They're just perfect. They've been so durable for over a year now. They're just like the perfect walnut color. They tie in so well with the mid-century and Mexican feel. And it also allowed us to splurge on other items like our countertops, which are Taj Mahal quartzite. So they're very pricey, but the cabinets allowed us to kind of splurge on this and splurge on the tile as well for the alcove. Also, another thing with the alcove, it's a showstopper. It's pretty big. So we had to actually close out a window right over here to accommodate for the spacing for it. But it was like so worth it. I mean, it's just the focal point and such a showstopper.
When we were talking about closing out a window, people kept telling us, our contractor kept telling us, like, this might not be, you don't want to ever close out windows. You're going to lose light. But we knew it was going to be worth it. We kept 3 of the original windows anyway. So it was worth doing so, because now we have this piece where it's wide enough. One of my biggest things was I want to be able to fit a full-size baking sheet here or a full-size cutting board, and they do on either side. So that was huge. As a cook, you think about those things, because if it didn't fit, things get awkward really quickly. So every single detail here was intentional, and we're very, very proud of it.
All right, right next to our alcove, we have these masks that we've collected from Mexico. They're from all over the place, but they're just like so cool. We get asked about them all the time from people online. Where are they from? But they're just like one of a kind, hand carved pieces, hand painted. There's like no other thing like them, and they're just so great, and they look so good against this backsplash.
So these masks, like Ivan mentioned, we've traveled all over Mexico, and we try to pick one up in each state. So this one up here was from Tonalá, Jalisco. Tonalá is known for their artisan work, a lot of beautiful artists that work there. So we knew we wanted to bring this piece back home. These two we bought on our same Mexico City trip. We love Mexico City. We've been there multiple times. So these both are from Mexico City, and the angels and the devil, they work off of each other. We needed both, even though we did get some hesitation from our mothers about putting the devil up here. But it's more so just like what it truly means in life. And this last one we bought in Tlaquepaque, Jalisco. So another special piece from my hometown.
Moving over to our cookbook corner, we have our collection of cookbooks that we've gathered throughout the years. We actually host a cookbook club with our friends and family. So each one just represents like memories from that dinner, and they just also have great recipes.
Yeah, we have been hosting our cookbook club for as long as we've been together. And it's kind of grown into this community event where we now invite friends that we've never even met, but are friends through like Instagram and TikTok. So it's become this special like moment for us. We try to host them at least a couple times a year, but there's a lot of work that goes into hosting them. So this collection, I'm sure, will continue to grow, and it's just one of these moments that we love in this kitchen.
I love this little corner in the kitchen over here. You'll notice we don't have any upper cabinets in our kitchen, and we initially were kind of hesitant because we're going to lose storage, but it's just created this beautiful moments on this wall where we have the travertine tile backsplash that we also wrapped that around the custom ledge, and we're able to display beautiful artwork that we've also gathered from our travels.
This piece is from San Miguel de Allende. It came from an old church there, and it's just one of those pieces that will always remind us of where we've been. These pieces we bought in Oaxaca. They're espresso cups, and Ivan makes espresso daily, so they're very used here in our home. And just pieces like this that we can continue to collect and really mean a lot to us. This print that I think is probably our most asked about link, and we just can't link it because we bought it from a street vendor in Mexico. So it's one of those pieces. It's special. I think that'll stay there forever.
So the original kitchen when we purchased the home only had cabinets along this wall, and pretty much the rest of the room was empty. And of course we needed a big kitchen to cook all our meals. So we expanded it all the way. Pretty much everything was gutted down to the studs. Everything you see here is brand new that we added ourselves. So pretty much everything was handpicked from us, from all of the travertine stone sconces to match the backsplash, and the stone countertops go really well with the walnut cabinets. We're really heavy on the use of natural materials, so we needed unlacquered brass, all the stonework, the clay tile, the brass hardware, just really bring that earthiness into the home and just make the space come so alive.
Yeah, we really wanted to bring in the organic materials because it's widely used with mid-century modern style design and as well as Mexican design. So it was an easy way for us to marry those two styles together and kind of create our own. This kitchen really represents our mid-century Mexican style, and we're very proud of that. The vibrant colors really remind us of our home, and we're really, really happy with how it turned out. So once we decided to reveal our kitchen on our social media, I feel like that's where things really kind of took off for us. And from that moment on, we've really learned like the power of social media and the power of good design. So we're really, really happy with our kitchen. Our most viral video now from our kitchen has 10 million views on Instagram, which is insane to us. When we started sharing this online, we truly never thought it would get to that point. And now people like Kendall Jenner and Joe Jonas have liked our kitchen. So that's insane. But truly, my personal favorite has been Patricia, our cat, because she is just a queen and an activist and uses her platform for good. And we love that. So a humble brag there, but we are very proud of
what we've done here, and we love that it's resonated with people so much. And we're very lucky that we actually started our own design business off of our home. So people started reaching out to us, asking for help on their home and asking us to design and manage their home projects. So it's just been really special to design spaces and create a beautiful place for other people. So that's been, I think, a really rewarding part of this whole process.
So when we walked in the first day, we knew there was a wall that divided the living and kitchen area, and we knew we wanted to join the spaces, make it very communal. So when we saw the wall that was in this kitchen was a pantry. So when we knocked it down, we knew we were gonna have to redo the floors.
So once we brought down the wall, that opened up the main living area and joined it all together. We completely gutted our kitchen and had to reconfigure everything. Every inch of this house was like not untouched. So we pretty much redid like all the floors. Every room was painted. All of our electrical and plumbing was updated. And we really
we made it a blank canvas for us to then be able to put in our own touches. You know, we wanted to bring in a lot of our history, our culture, and that was the goal from the beginning. So the first room that we finished was the bathroom, our primary bathroom upstairs. And that's kind of our baby because it was the first room that we designed. We decided to go with very organic textures and some shiny finishes to make it beautiful. And that really motivated us once it was finished to continue on and finish the rest of the house. Next, we're gonna take you up to our primary bedroom. Okay, now we are in our primary bedroom. This room, we really wanted to cozy it up. So we color drenched the room with a warm color, ceiling, walls,
all the trim work.
We really wanted to make it a cohesive space. So we added the same color Roman shades that were custom to the space. And then we added a monochromatic moment with the rug and duvets that we use for our bed. And it just really helped make the space really warm, which was the ultimate goal here.
We love this space right over here. We have these candelabra sconces, which are made of iron, and they actually have a cool detail here where you lift up this plate. It's where you screw, and it's actually signed by the artist itself. So it's kind of a cool moment that it has that feature. And also this painting right here was painted by Daniel. It's just a beautiful pop of red, pop of color in a very like creamy neutral space. And he just did amazing. Like I can't believe he executed this.
This was a piece that I'm not a painter. I don't consider myself an artist, but I do love the art. So whenever I can, I try my hand at it. And so we wanted a big piece here and we weren't finding anything that we really love. So I said, let me try to create it. And this is what came of that. The color, very red, very deep red, which we love. And then it's kind of a self-portrait of Ivan and I as cowboys in another life. So just a piece that I think it's funny, but it's beautiful. And we're kind of obsessed with it. Ivan was talking about these sconces, and I feel like the wave really ties into the rail that we designed. So just trying to tie the pieces together, the spaces together.
Also, the most controversial part of our bedroom is the TV. We asked our followers online if they believe in TVs in bedrooms, and most of them voted no because I guess like TV.
Many reasons.
Yeah, many reasons, but I grew up with TV in my bedroom, and we love to kind of end the night to watch a good show and just...
We're very pro TV in the bedroom, and it felt like it needed an anchor. So we found this Mexican pine sideboard on Facebook Marketplace, and we love it. We're obsessed with it. It came from Mexico. It's hand carved. It's got these iron details, and just one of these pieces, again, that will stay with us forever. Once again, Facebook Marketplace finds our side tables, very affordable on Marketplace, which was a goal, but also just a lot of texture and nice and bulky. So we love these. These flowers are from our wedding. We dried a bouquet so that we can keep forever. So these will stay here as decor and always remind us of our special day.
Yeah. And we have these pretty big windows, kind of shining light on our bed right here. It's just like a very special moment. It becomes so like tranquil in here when the sun shines. So we just really love having the bed right up against the window.
And these lamps, brass lamps, also a marketplace find. They really add some jewelry to our space, which I think was needed. So when Ivan and I got our house, we decided we wanted to share the remodel process online, mostly for our friends and family. We wanted to just show them like what rooms we were working on, and we really didn't expect for it to lead us into content creation. And now we have this community that we have built, and they're very supportive. We feel very blessed. We try to connect with everybody online, and I think that's what's kind of helped us. We're sharing our heritage, our design styles, and we feel very blessed to be able to share this with everybody.
I think it's really important for us as content creators to kind of show people that you could create cultural spaces, and they could be very beautiful and very upscale. And there's just not one interpretation of it. So that's been like a really special part of it, just like being able to relate to other people who also appreciate spaces like this.
When we were designing, the style of our home and trying to figure out what our personal style was, we knew that mid-century modern was important, and we knew that our Mexican heritage was important. So we married those, and we have really been leading the mid-century Mexican style for this house. When we started, there was really no references online. Even though we are constantly using Pinterest, there was really no mid-century Mexican decor or furniture that we can reference. So we kind of had to lead that path and kind of create that for ourselves. And so we're very happy that that's resonated with our following. Now we are going to show you Ivan's office, so follow us.
Welcome to my office. We are very lucky to work from home from our corporate jobs. So we wanted a space, I really wanted a space that felt really tranquil. Brought me peace during the workday. So I painted this in another neutral color that I color drenched. And I have my favorite plants right here, Monstera, that we've had for also 8 years, I think. It's just been growing. It has nearly died sometimes, but it comes back to life. It's so resilient, and it stands mighty on another Facebook marketplace find. This beautiful hand-carved tiger wood dresser, and with these, I love these wooden handles. They add so much beautiful texture. All right, and then I'm really into cowboys and Western kind of aesthetics, so I have a lot of cowboy and bulls art kind of up. So I have this horse piece that we bought in Saugatuck, also from our honeymoon. I just love the colors, the kind of black color, and also this beautiful frame that it kind of has this beautiful detail. And then over on the other side, I have these, they're actually original Matador hand-painted pieces that we also bought from Facebook Marketplace. And it's actually signed by the artist himself. So again, I love just the whole bull and the cowboy matador vibes. I think it just also reminds me of Mexico. My family's from a very small town in Mexico. And so every summer when we would go visit, I literally would help my uncles on their farm. So I grew up around a lot of horses and a lot of cattle. So it just brings back those memories of my childhood, growing up and visiting my family's hometown.
That really shows with the art in Ivan's office. He really wanted to stick with that theme. And there are some cattle prints over here and another matador print that Ivan really loved. So it's a simple office, but I think it represents
me and kind of my interests, and it brings me joy throughout the workday, for sure. I'm very lucky to have my own office, but this room might become something different one day.
Yeah, we definitely thought about growing our families soon, so I feel like that feels like the next natural step for us that we're excited about. So this office, might need to turn into a bedroom soon enough.
Yeah. Next, we're going to take you over to the primary bathroom.
All right, we are in our primary bath. This was the first space that we completed during our renovation, so it's kind of our baby. It was the first room that we designed and were able to execute. So we decided to go with a stacked mid-century modern pattern with the tile. We did miter cuts, which our contractor hated us for, but we felt like it was necessary and it really wrapped the window. And it's just one of those details that's beautiful.
A lot of the colors here are very earthy, which was very reminiscent of like the Mexican style. So like the terracotta flooring. And also we went with more natural material like the marble top and paired it with this mid-century tapered leg vanity. So just kind of, again, like it kind of set the tone for the rest of the home, that mid-century Mexican aesthetic. So we're just so proud of it. And we have these beautiful sconces right over here, which are custom. They're just so beautiful. We get so much compliments on them.
Yeah, we ordered these from an artist on Etsy actually. And yeah, he hand makes the surround and has a beautiful mid-century globe light, which we're obsessed with. We got two different sizes, and instead of stacking them on top of each other, we put them at an angle, and we think it's just beautiful. One of our most favorite pieces in this bathroom is this artwork along this wall.
It's a hand-painted oil of a quetzal. Again, we got that from Mexico City, so another piece from our travels, and it just really brought the room together. I feel like this space just feels like a spa to me. It's so like tranquil. I love all the colors.
Yeah, and we really worked from that painting and took inspo for this bathroom. So just a beautiful piece that we'll keep forever.
Now follow us down to the family room.
Okay, we are in our family room. This specific space is in our basement, which is very common for a mid-century modern home. We wanted to create this as a family room / guest room. And so that was the inspo when we were building it. We wanted it to work as a dual space for our guests and our friends, families that come visit us. We bought a sofa off Facebook Marketplace, surprise, surprise, and it turns into a full queen bed, which is great. We're able to use it for movie nights, but then when people sleep over, we open it up.
Yeah, and overall, this space, we wanted to kind of have like a hotel vibe to it. So with the TV having its moments surrounded by this gallery wall, all of the art here, again, it's from our travels and from thrift stores and vintage places. Also art that we made ourselves, like that portrait of the dogs that Daniel painted. Yeah. I love that one. But a lot of these pieces, I mean, that one from Sidral, you love. It reminds you of like your childhood, and we got that in Palm Springs.
Yeah, this piece here was a gift that got an artist to paint for me, and again, it's a self-portrait of our little family. So a lot of artwork, a lot of travels, and a lot of stories, but we can talk for days about every single one of these pieces. This we bought in San Miguel de Allende, and it just reminds us of like our family. This piece here is extremely special because it's an award that my dad's job won years ago when I was a kid, but my dad has had it in his garage for so many years, and this year he said, hey, I want you to have this. So does it have anything directly to do with me and my family? No, but I mean, he had it for so long, and it just reminds me of where my dad worked when he came as an immigrant to this country. He started working in the meatpacking districts here in Chicago, and now those meatpacking districts are, places like the West Loop and Fulton Market, and it just shows how much progress we have made, just in general. So this piece is special, and again, I'll keep it forever.
And this is another thing for our guest room. We sometimes sit here to do work on our laptop, but overall it's for our guests to kind of sit down, have a moment with their coffee if they want to. Again, like we wanted to make this space feel kind of like a hotel room. And I feel like a hotel room always has like a little side table. So we wanted to bring that vibe back in.
These chairs we got from our old apartment, and they are classic chairs that we didn't want to get rid of. So they fit the space perfectly. And again, our guests wake up and have their coffee here. So it's a beautiful little space that we put together. I found this piece. It's a buffet at a vintage store here locally. And I didn't even ask Ivan about it. I showed up to the house with it. I had somebody at the store help me put it in our truck. And I showed up with it. I thought it would be perfect. This room, the goal for this room when we started renovating was budget friendly. So we wanted to work with the chairs that we already owned. We wanted to find everything thrifted or on Marketplace, just because we had already finished the main floor and the second floor, and budgets were tight. So this was a very DIY renovation phase. So yeah, I bought this for maybe $40 at the thrift store, and it's solid, it's metal, and it functions very well. We keep all the pillows that we use when the bed comes out in here, and the blanket. So functional, but I think beautiful as well.
Yeah, I think this space really challenged us with filling it in, because we're coming from a small apartment in Chicago where we just have like one living room, and now we're in a house which has multiple rooms. And we had to kind of think about what would a second living room or second family room look like. And I think we made it really work for us for what it is. We do cozy up, watch TV down here a lot. The dogs really like it because there's so much space for them to kind of run around, but it also works for our guests who come and stay here for a few days. And I think it's just makes a very private space also away from them.
I think moving forward, in the near future, we want to add a sliding door to really narrow in on this being a guest suite, and a sliding door just to give our guests some privacy. So that's coming up soon. A couple pieces on here that we truly, truly love. These books came from Mexico. Michoacan is where my mother is from. My dad is from Guadalajara and my mom is from Michoacan. So when we found this book in Guadalajara, we knew we had to bring it back home. And just this beautiful picture book of a museum in Mexico. Pieces like this that really touch on what we love and what we want to bring into our home.
And we also love all these other stone pieces that we have, like this marble kind of jewelry box with a marble checkerboard, marble candlestick holders.
And even pieces like these, we try to bring in some more modern pieces with things that are obviously much older. This piece was a collab. This was gifted to us from House of Leon, and it's a beautiful lamp. It's a sculpture, but it's also very functional. And it's one of these pieces we love.
I love the pop of color it brings into the room. It's a very unexpected piece. And I think I just love that about it.
We wanted to create a seating area. So when we're watching movies, we have guests or pups that can really utilize these chairs. Another Marketplace find, and again, we bought these for $40 and they retail for $100. So we got very lucky with these, and they use them a lot. The boys use them more than anybody else though. Another Marketplace find that we are obsessed with, this sculpture of is he the thinker?
I think he's a thinker.
Thinking.
It kind of reminds me of the Loteria guy that's holding the mundo.
Yes, that is very true. So we have a game in Mexico called Loteria, and the thinking man is holding the world. And when you read out the card, it's El Mundo. So kind of reminds us of him, and we love him. I feel it's a special moment in this corner that otherwise would have been empty. This lamp is another gifted piece from our friends at Ozark, and again, very mid-century with the globe and the metal. So it just really ties the space together. And yet we feel like the globe light is just a classic mid-century modern style that we love. So it really ties the space together.
So our most recent home project is this dry bar right here. I literally put the finishing touches on it last night. But this was just an empty wall, and something about our home. It was built in the 60s, like a lot of the homes in our neighborhood. And something about mid-century homes, they all have bars in their basements. Like it's just such a big part of like mid-century modern. And our house actually used to have a wet bar, but the previous owners took it out. So this is kind of like our attempt of bringing that vibe back in with the walnut paneling, the globe lights, sconces, which are very mid-century. These are like really inexpensive sconces, but they were like a gold powder coated color, and we actually spray painted them our favorite color red. So they had a nice pop of color, kind of like an unexpected moment, and it's just kind of reminiscent of like a record bar.
Yeah, I think our goal here was to tie in the walnut. We used the same IKEA cabinets from our kitchen down here to tie the spaces together and bring in that pop of red here as well. So that's why painting the sconces was a smart move for us to do. And yeah, the goal was for it to feel like it's always been here. So we used the walnut paneling and created this record area where we put our records down here. And it's going to be great for hosting. We're excited to post it online. We haven't done that. I've been literally finished it last night. And again, this area is something where we and Ivan get to work together. I designed it and Ivan built it. And that's how we make such a good team. I feel like he brings my visions to life constantly. And I'm constantly amazed at his work. He got this done in under a week. So we're proud and we're excited to host. This is our first home together and our first home in general. So we feel very proud. We're going on year 3 with this house. And when we first bought it, we really thought this was going to be an investment place that we can flip and, make some money on it. But we became really, really attached to it. We personalized it. And now we see ourselves growing a family here. So this place has really grown on us. It's grown like we have grown and feels very special.
Yeah, I feel like it represents kind of the impossible. Like this home to me just represents pride. We're just so proud of it. Just the big undertaking. It was our first renovation together, and we're just really happy with it. It has brought us to so many new places that we never even dreamed of, and we just can't wait to see how it evolves.
Thank you so much, Homeworthy, for visiting our home. We got to get back to a renovation.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.